Hello, you are listening to Pocket Full of Stories, all the original stories by yours truly, and I am Brinda Kansara. So, in the last segment, we finally figured out kind of what is going on with Finn and Iris, and what is Iris doing with Finn. They went to Diribiti, and well, I went into a lot of detail. The last episode was very slow. So now I think we need to pick up the pace. Or maybe not. You know what? We'll decide as we go on. So in the last segment we saw that they went to Diribiti and they talked to the oracle. They got a scroll and Finn is ready to have a little adventure. He's ready to stay in that place for a while. So let's get started. So they were sitting on the park bench. It was still an evening. It was 7:38 now in the evening, and they were sitting in the park bench near the huge tree, and from that tree a huge forest was starting. So Iris and Finn were sitting there. Iris was trying to console him as well as tell him to give this place a chance, while Finn was in constant sense of denial that none of this can be real. He started to have existential crisis and etc. So Iris told Finn that they had this scroll which was given to them by the oracles, and they wanted them to look into it. What is it? They did not know. She did not open because it had Finn's name on it. Actually it had both the names, but when she saw the name of Finn, and when Finn was looking at it, he was seeing Iris's name. So that was something. So they decided to open the scroll together. When they opened the scroll, they came across a parchment paper. When they opened it up, it was kind of worn out, but not worn out enough, as if it was there for many years but not enough years to make it disintegrated. It was not as yellow as it was supposed to be, so it was kind of new, as if somebody had already found it and then kept it in there for safekeeping. When they opened the parchment, there was a little map starting from somewhere but ending in a place where it was marked as X. Finn snorted out loud because, well, he found it ridiculous, and Iris just exclaimed and said, "Wow, looks like a treasure map." Finn instantly retorted that even if every time there is an X marked on the map, that does not mean that it is a treasure map. So Iris said that this is exactly what they have learned from humans, that whenever there is an X, there is a treasure. Finn said that it does not mean that whenever there is an X, there is a treasure. Sometimes it's math. So Iris was thinking, and she said that we should start checking it out. Finn said that he was not ready yet. He wanted to explore the place more, to which Iris said that he can explore the place later. This scroll was given by oracles, and it might be extremely important. If it wasn't, they would never give it to them. That made both of them think for a while. He was thinking how faster he can get out of here, while Iris was thinking how faster they can go to that place marked X. looked like a city to them. The place was marked X. There were some scribbles around it, but it was illegible to read. It was illegible. So they just could not figure out if it was a city, a place, a land. What was it? They went on, and finally they decided that they should go for it and give this a try. So, carrying their bags, whatever they had with them, they walked to Diribiti back, because that is the place where they can find maybe a map reader or somebody. So as they were walking down the street, they saw an old man, and he was just standing there. He was not doing anything. He was in a very ragged clothes, looked like a beggar, but none of them were sure if he was really a beggar. He was not begging, he was not doing anything, he was just standing there. So Iris and Finn looked at each other, and they just started walking again and decided to ignore whoever this creepy guy is, because he was not there before. He out of nowhere appeared. So they were just walking down, and suddenly that man grabbed both of them by hand and dragged them into the forest, not as far but quite in the forest, to at least be hidden from the people. Finn yelled and Iris shouted. They went on a halt. They asked who was that person. So the old man slowly started to change into a girl, and the girl said that she was there for the scroll. They both looked at each other, and they hid the scroll slowly in Finn's bag so that nobody can find out. So Finn asked, how did she know about the scroll? So she said that she has been keeping an eye on oracles for years, and she has been looking for that scroll for years. And when she found out that this is where they had given that thing, this was the best way of taking it. Finn was confused as to what was going on, and Iris was thinking that why a changeling is looking for things like this. So Iris said that we don't trust changelings, so please be on your way, because this is not going to work. So the girl said that I'm not a changeling, I'm a shapeshifter. And second of all, I know that you and changelings don't get along, but this is my quest, so you better start giving me that scroll, or you will not like the result. Iris got angry. She barely ever got angry, but when she did, it was hard to not see it. Her teeth were bared, and her eyes started to glow a little, and she just attacked the girl. The girl started to fight off, but she was not strong enough because she had just changed. She had just used a little bit of her power, which made her weaker than Iris. Finn was just standing there not knowing what to do. For all he had learnt in his life is never get never get in between the two girls fighting. So he was just standing there looking for something to help out, and he saw a long stick. So he held on. It was more of a branch, but it was there. So he held on to the branch, and he was about to hit the shapeshifter when Iris bared her teeth. She opened her mouth, clutched that shapeshifter's throat, and pulled it out with her teeth. Finn was so much in shock that he just dropped the stick, turned around, and started to gag because he literally saw something very gory. Iris stood up and dusted herself off, and she saw the shapeshifter going back to the old position and the grass slowly growing over it with lavenders around it. She basically covered up the body, of course. She patted on Finn's back and said that don't worry about it. This is a very normal thing that happens around. You shouldn't be very worried. I am here to look out for you, and I will make sure that nobody is harmed. Finn looked at her with teary eyes and said that he did not expect that she would literally hold that shapeshifter by the jugular and pull things out. Iris just shrugged her shoulder and said that you always need to be prepared if you are in this world. You always stay behind the curtains, you always stay in the shadows. That's why you are never targeted or never are found. But in real world, this is not the case. You are always at war with yourself or the people. You always need to be prepared. Finn was shocked and he just nodded his head. She said, "Come on, let's go. We don't want to be late to whatever this place is." So they started walking into the forest, and they just did not realize that. When they were almost far away in, Finn said that we are in the wrong place. We were supposed to walk outside, but now we are inside. What are we supposed to do? Iris said that now that we are here, let's just try to find our way out. But before they could, the sun had already set and they were already in the dark. And Iris had learned in her life at least one thing, and that was never ever be alone at night. So she held Finn's hand and said, "We need to find a shelter right now. We can go out later. We can go out when the sun rises. It would be easier to find, but not in the dark. Never in the dark." She had even read about that goddess, and even that goddess she keeps on talking about had said that walking in the dark needs to be done by people of strong heart, and she was not ready to have a strong heart yet. Finn and Iris were walking, and they saw a small cave-like thing, and that was the nicest place Iris could find for them to stay for the night. So they both went in and made sure that nothing else was following them. They started a fire and were trying to keep themselves warm when they heard a branch creak. Iris told Finn that she's going out to look as to who is there and she can protect herself, which Finn agreed to. Finn had seen what she could do, so he did not question her. She went outside, and later all he heard was a loud scream. Well, that's it for today. Today is actually very small or podcast for today, and shorter than the last episode, because now I think we will be coming to an end very soon and not many episodes are left, so I am maybe stalling for it to not end. I'm not ready to part my ways with Finn and Iris, and I hope neither are you. If you want to know more about the characters, do follow me on Twitter, where you can ask me questions about them, and you can be my Patreon, where you can get access to their biographies and maybe even mood boards. I'm working towards a lot of things, so hopefully you all like that. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I have started a podcast YouTube channel as well. Just look for Pocketful of Stories. You need to scroll down a bit because I did not realize there was already another channel with that name, but you will know that it's my channel. I'm fairly new on YouTube up for that, so just scroll down a bit, you will find the Pocketful of Stories, and just subscribe to my channel. You can also ask questions in the comment section of my YouTube. I would look into it and I will definitely try to answer all of your questions. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will see you all next week. Bye.